Hello YouTube! For Christmas I got a present. Spanish jamon. That's a Costco special. They selling this every year before the Christmas time. And yes, I did sneak in to look what's inside, but we will look together to see more. On the other side, if you see, it's a specified weight. So when you're purchasing, watch out for that one, because you can get the same you can get better value for the buck. So now let's open it and let's see what's inside. First of all, here we go. Nice mat to cover or to pack. We will see what will be happening. Instructions. That's a stand box. It's a knife. And that's the part which we're looking for. Now box is empty. We don't need it anymore. Let's put aside. About ham by itself. It's nicely packed. Everything is vacuum sealed. And you can get some instructions here, you can get some information here, you can find the website where you can look about it more. Actually, they do have official video about cutting it, so highly recommend if you would like to see. Rely on that video because I saw so many different things about these hams. People trying to cut thick piece and then they don't know why it's not chewing easy. Thin and smaller, 1 bite size. So what we have here, physically it will be a stand where you will be placing your ham and you will be cutting pieces out of it every time you want them. Some of the situations is when you can cut the whole ham into smaller pieces and store like that. And it does require assembly. 2 things. 1, stand. Another one, holder for the ham. How they assemble? Easy. 1 screw with the pin goes for the ham and screw by itself. Here we go. Another screws are going into the stand. That's a wood screws. And one will go from the top to hold physically ham. Oh, sorry, not that one. That one will go from the top to hold ham in the position that it would not move. One part. Actually, this one will be, yes, this one is with the thread. So nut will go here. Let's do it. Some people have challenges. I don't think that will be the case. Stand is done. Now the ham holder part. Do not over tighten because you still will need to adjust the angle, but it's not supposed to be loose. Now let's get to the ham. I see a lot of people having fun. They're taking the biggest knife possible which comes in and then just opening plastic. Please don't do that. You can cut yourself. Pick any knife which is reasonably sized.
Now, what should we do? We could remove the nice pieces. We could remove the netting. Oops.
And then we need to look how we will be placing it. Now if you see, there is a bone here. So if I will place it to cut like this, I will have very thin part and bone is just here. Idea is to place it that you will have a lot to cut in the beginning. You still will be flipping it later. A lot to cut. You see there is a thick part here, way thicker than other end. So we will start like that. Thick part on the top, that's where we will start to do it. Bone, we're getting to the bone. Again, there are some other bones here. When we will get to the bones, we can flip it and then continue on this side. So now, let's open it. I'm not putting here on the stand and opening it. I will open and then I will put on the stand. And I will remove all the plastic, some of the people leaving and in the plastic, that is not good. We're done with that part. Now let's place it in the holder. Let's adjust it just a little bit. And here it is. So it's in the place. Now you do need to tighten up because it does not, it's already good. It's not supposed to have movement because when you will be cutting with the knife could slip. So be careful with that. Most important is no movement, all is good. Now, let's look together. Okay, I think we're ready. I prepared 2 plates. One of them will be having a covering, which after use, I can put it back that it would not dry so fast. Suggestion sometimes is just to put a little bit of an oil, like oily the hand and put on top. This way water is not vaporizing so fast and meat is not getting dry. Now, still don't use that knife. This is for the dry meat cut for use. We just want to open it, take a pretty good solid knife. This one should be a little bit flexible. Not too much. It's not a fillet knife. So, but it is flexible. Try to make a cut parallel to something. Now, most of the time you will make parallel to the ground, which will be this way. So now, the very first one, I will do a little bit deeper one. Sadly, you don't see that, but I'm cutting in. Now, suggestion, don't cut back forward. It goes one way only. So we did the initial cut. You see there is a lot of meat here. I can take it nicely out from this piece. I don't need really to go and just save everything. To have it nice cuts, you still would need to take out the fats here, but now it will be just a little bit easier. So I'm trying to cut off the fats, leaving lean meat. I messed up here a little bit. We will take care of it. Now, again, fats. I'm not going too deep. I'm not planning to clean up everything. You need to clean up pretty much only the part where you actually, what you will be using. Not too big, not too small, pretty much one bite size. The same way as prosciutto, it's Very nice for the sandwiches, for the snacks, for the party trays, and so on. Even if you're getting shavings like that, they're very good. But slowly, we have it. So, that was about Spanish jamon from Costco. Maybe I will add later, I don't know how later, how it looks like consumed. That means we still should be able to get up to the bones. Now, let's do some taste. Very nicely aged prosciutto taste. Now, why prosciutto? It's jamon. I'm sorry, but I have experience with prosciutto. I do believe I ate jamon, I just don't really specify that in my memory, like a taste-wise, but it's a dried ham taste. Really nice, not over-dried, very nice, very soft meat. Yes, to bite it, it would be very hard. Not too hard to bite, but it will be as ham feeling falling apart thing. So really good. I really like it, and we really will be trying it. Thank you. That was really smoking. Okay, so I did some cuts. I like it. More than that, I love it. Things what you need to know, not before, while you cutting. You need to give a meat a little bit of rest time. According to the instructions, it's 30 minutes. You cut, you put 30 minutes. Now you see, you remember I mentioned something about parallel? That's parallel. And I'm trying to cut. I found the place for the knife. I found the place on another side for the fat to put on top. Now again, it's not only fat, you can just wrap it a little bit for a couple of days, then you need to give it a time into aluminum or cellophane wraps. Don't wrap everything, it needs to get a little bit of an air. If you will cut and leave it for a long time, it will start to dry. Be aware of it. But 30 minutes is good. So what I'm planning to do now is I'll try to cut a little bit more to show you what I think would be the best possible solution. Knife. You remember I told you, cut from yourself. I find out the way that if I hold two fingers here, I can regulate way better for myself. Then you can have a flat guidance if you hold two fingers here. If you want to do towards yourself, now you see, when it's on the top is a little bit tricky. It could slide. Now I cut a deep cut up to the bone. Here it goes up to the bone. And now I know that if I will cut towards myself, if it will slide, I will not cut myself because I will hit the bone or the metal. So now you need to do possibly a thinnest slice if you can. That's the best. Now again, if you want to use it for something else, you can chunk up into the cubes and just use it. But this is what I'm talking about. It's a thin, very thin, paper thin slice. Some of the people didn't realize, but the stand is sliding. That's a problem. That's a hazard. How you can fix it? Again, the same story. I found a place to store the knife. Paper towel. A little bit of the water. Move the stand away. Put paper towel. Come on. Put paper towel in the place where you would like to keep the stand with the meat. Now look at the trick. Trust me, I'm trying to push it. So now it is standing still. If I want to move it, of course, I can turn the angle, I can do whatever I want. But now, even with one hand, now you understand why I asked to make a level when you cutting. It's way easier. It is way easier. Now, should I make a very uniform cuts? I would love to. It's not always happening. That was really smoking. Subscribe, like it, share it, comment it. Most of the people will tell you I do answer to the comments, even for the old videos. Sorry, I don't have too much time for new videos. I'm trying to make them. It's a winter time, so I have more time to do that. But in general, I like it. I love it. And probably that will be, if it's not every year, maybe every second year, that would be a Christmas enjoyment or party magnet, as I call it. It has a specific taste. It's a little bit different than prosciutto, but still, I do like it. I do love it. Though I think it's a little bit too much salt. But again, I do understand that it's only salted and cured.